Hardly a day goes by at the airport that you don't see some type of military aircraft. Amarillo's affiliation with the military started in 1942 when the Amarillo Army Airfield was established to train pilots and ground mechanics on bomber planes. They shared space with the commercial and private planes, which led to some occasional friction because of the wear and tear of the heavy aircraft on the runway.
The private pilots at that time, I think, were complaining to the cities like, hey, you need to maintain the runway open so that we can actually land here. And eventually the military relented and got it back up and running, but it took a little enticing, I think, by the city to do that.
The Army shuttered the base when the war ended, but it was reactivated and renamed Amarillo Air Force Base during the Korean conflict in 1951 as the first all-jet mechanic training base. And it was during this period that a signature feature of the airport was built by the Strategic Air Command.
We got a 13,600-foot long runway that was made for B-52 nuclear bombers.
At the time, it was the longest runway in the nation. It's fallen from that spot since then. Now it's the 7th longest. But it's one big reason why those jets keep flying in today, as Air Force bases in Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma regularly use it to train their pilots.
They like coming here to train because if a new pilot gets his approach a little bit wrong, they've got time to recover and lift off with this forgiving long runway before it becomes an emergency situation of running out of runway.
The decision to phase out the Air Force Base came in 1964 and it was gone in 1968. But as the military moved out, Bell moved in, building helicopters to support the war in Vietnam.
On this campus, whenever we started, we had one building, which is now a flight hangar space. And since that time, we've gone through 7 different expansions to occupy that 1.5 million square feet of operational space.
Bell's site leader, Sonia Clark, says the cooperation and coordination between the company and the airport over the decades has been seamless and has great optimism for what lies ahead.
The partnership with the airport, with the city, and then certainly with the Amarillo Economic Development Corporation, as they've invested in us, it allows us to invest back in the community. And certainly we anticipate that relationship doing nothing but getting stronger in the days to come.